Hey, Celtics Nation. We're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Boston Celtics. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. This way, you'll always stay up to date and never miss out on any exclusive news. The East is trembling, folks, and you can feel it in the air like thunder before a storm. Steven Adams, the enforcer from New Zealand, the man built like a tank and tough as nails, has reportedly agreed to join the Boston Celtics. And let me tell you, this is not just another signing. This is a statement. Boston is already sitting atop the Eastern Conference, dominating with defense and discipline, but what they just did, they added pure muscle, a rebounding machine, and a locker room anchor that could shift the balance of power across the entire NBA. Adams isn't about flashy plays or highlight reels. He's about grit, sweat, and intimidation. Opponents feel his presence before the ball, even tips off. Picture Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown flying on the wings while Adams sets bone-crushing screens and clears the paint like a wrecking ball. The Celtics are not just playing basketball anymore. They're sending a message. They want that title, and they're willing to do it the hard way, the old-school way, with power and presence. The whispers started small, late-night rumors circulating through NBA circles. Nobody believed them at first. Adams to Boston? No way, they said. But the smoke kept building, and where there's smoke, there's always fire. The Celtics front office, known for its patience and precision, played this one perfectly. While other teams chased big names and big headlines, Boston quietly made a move that could change everything about their interior game. You see, for years the Celtics have been criticized for lacking that true bruiser in the paint. Someone who could bang bodies with Embiid, stand tall against Giannis, or crash the boards when games turned ugly. Now, with Adams, that narrative flips on its head. Boston finally has that enforcer, the kind of player who makes opponents think twice before driving inside. This is not just about rebounds or blocks. It's psychological warfare. And don't underestimate how Adams fits into this team's DNA. Boston thrives on culture, hard work, humility, unity, and Adams is all of that wrapped in one massive, bearded package. He's not a diva. He's not a stat chaser. And that's exactly what this roster needs. Imagine him next to Al Horford, mentoring young bigs like Luke Cornett or whoever's next in line. The man's experience alone is priceless. He's battled with stars, protected teammates, and earned respect across the league. The Celtics locker room is already one of the tightest in basketball, but adding Adams gives it an extra layer of grit and maturity. He's the kind of guy who keeps the energy grounded. No drama, no nonsense, just business. You can see it now. Late in the playoffs, opponents trying to rattle Tatum, and Adams stepping in with that calm, unshakable stare that says, "Not today." Boston fans are going to love that energy. What's crazy is how under the radar this move was. In an era where every deal leaks before it's done, Boston somehow pulled this off in silence. And that's what makes it even more powerful. It shows that the Celtics are not reacting to the league, they're dictating it. Everyone expected them to stay put, content with their dominance, but Brad Stevens and his crew clearly saw something missing. Maybe it was physicality, maybe it was toughness, maybe it was that championship edge that only veterans like Adams can bring. You can almost feel the fear rippling through the Eastern Conference right now. Philly, Milwaukee, Miami, all those teams that thought they had Boston figured out suddenly have a whole new problem to deal with. Because when you mix elite talent with brute force, you're not just competing for wins anymore. You're hunting for rings. The fit goes beyond just defense. Adams' screens are legendary. When he sets one, defenders bounce off him like he's made of stone. That's going to free up Tatum and Brown for cleaner looks, easier drives, and more rhythm on offense. And while Adams isn't known for his scoring, his offensive rebounding turns missed shots into second chances, which is pure gold for a team with shooters everywhere. You can already picture those moments. Tatum misses a step-back three, Adams crashes in, grabs the board, and kicks it out for another attempt. That's the kind of hustle that breaks opponents' spirits. Every possession becomes a grind, and that's where the Celtics thrive. He doesn't need plays drawn up for him. He just does the dirty work, the kind that wins championships. Boston has always prided itself on team-first basketball, and Adams embodies that philosophy perfectly. But let's not forget the ripple effect this could have across the league. When a team like Boston adds someone like Steven Adams, it forces everyone else to react. Coaches start rethinking rotations, GMs start scanning free agents, and suddenly the power dynamics shift. The Celtics didn't just get stronger, they got scarier. Opponents can't bully them anymore, can't push them around in the paint. The Garden is about to get louder, meaner, more intimidating. Fans have been craving that old-school toughness that reminds them of the glory days, and now they've got it back. This move isn't just a roster upgrade. It's a culture statement. The message is clear. The Celtics aren't here to participate. They're here to dominate. And with Steven Adams anchoring that paint, it feels like something massive is brewing in Boston. The shockwaves are real, and they're spreading fast. Every analyst on every sports network is scrambling to understand what just happened. How did Boston pull this off? How did they convince a player like Steven Adams, a veteran with options, with pride, with playoff experience, to buy into their system? Simple, winning. The Celtics have built a reputation for doing things the right way, playing unselfish basketball, and chasing that elusive banner 18. Adams, who's been through wars in Oklahoma City, New Orleans, and Memphis, knows the value of a winning culture. This move gives him a real shot at the one thing missing from his career resume, a championship ring. And when you combine his hunger with Boston's momentum, it's a dangerous mix. The rest of the East should be worried, because this version of the Celtics might be the most complete we've seen in years. Talent, toughness, and chemistry all firing at once. Inside sources are already describing the atmosphere in Boston's training facility as electric. Players are buzzing, coaches are smiling, and fans are flooding social media with excitement. They know what Adams brings. He's not just another center, he's a tone setter. He changes how teams prepare, how guards attack, and how games are played. Suddenly, Boston's pick-and-roll defense looks unbreakable. Their rebounding unmatched, their interior presence dominant. Even the young players are going to benefit. Practicing against Adams every day means getting stronger, smarter, and tougher. And you can bet Al Horford, one of the classiest veterans in the league, is thrilled to share the front court with someone who understands what it means to battle night after night. The Celtics didn't just add muscle. They added mentorship, consistency, and accountability. There's also something poetic about this move. Boston, the city of grit and heart, now has a player who perfectly mirrors its personality. Adams is old school in every way. No fancy talk, no off-court distractions, just hard work and loyalty. Fans will fall in love with him instantly. The moment he dives for a loose ball or stands up for a teammate, the Garden will erupt. That's what this fan base lives for. They respect players who leave everything on the floor, who bleed green, who fight until the buzzer. Adams fits that mold like a glove. And imagine the chemistry. Tatum's elegance, Brown's explosiveness, Holiday's defense, Porzingis' versatility, and now Adams' raw power. It's like assembling the perfect storm. Each piece complements the other, and together they form something terrifying. The Celtics aren't just deep, they're complete. But of course, every great story comes with its skeptics. Some critics are already questioning whether Adams still has enough left in the tank. After all, injuries have slowed him in recent seasons, and the modern NBA is faster and more perimeter-focused than ever. Yet, that might be exactly why this move works. Boston doesn't need Adams to play 40 minutes. They need him to anchor key stretches, protect the rim, and set the tone physically. His role will be defined, efficient, and tailored to his strengths. Plus, playing alongside elite defenders like Holiday and Brown will make his job even easier. The Celtics have mastered the art of role definition, and Adams won't be an exception. He's not coming to carry the load, he's coming to complete it. Sometimes, that's the final piece every contender needs. Behind the scenes, this move also sends a powerful message about leadership. Brad Stevens continues to prove why he's one of the sharpest minds in the game. He doesn't chase hype. He builds rosters that make sense. Every acquisition, every trade feels like a chess move, and this one might be his boldest yet. Stevens knows the importance of balance, skill and size, finesse, and force. And with Adams, he's giving Boston exactly what they lacked in those tough playoff moments. Someone who can change the energy of a game without even touching the ball. That's what true impact looks like. It's not always in the stats. It's in the tone, the presence, the intimidation factor. Boston now walks into every arena with swagger, with steel, with that unmistakable aura of "try us if you dare." And so the East trembles, not out of panic, but out of realization. The Celtics have just raised the stakes again. With Steven Adams in green and white, the message is loud and clear. Boston is done being the hunter. They're the hunted now. Teams that thought they could bully their way through the paint will find a wall waiting for them. Teams that thought they could outmuscle the Celtics will be outmatched. This isn't just about a signing. It's about a shift in energy. Adams brings the kind of intensity that can carry through an entire postseason. The fans can feel it. The players can feel it. And somewhere out there, every rival coach is rewriting their game plan. Because when the Celtics make a move like this, it's not just news, it's a warning. The East trembles and Boston smiles. Sources close to the situation suggest that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander may also be influencing the Celtics' broader roster strategy, with whispers of potential complementary acquisitions to maximize championship potential. Rumors hint at front office deliberations regarding contract flexibility, strategic signings, and rotational balance to ensure that the Celtics maintain depth, efficiency, and adaptability throughout the grueling regular season and playoffs. Analysts speculate on the interplay between player roles, coaching adjustments, and tactical evolution as Boston integrates a player of Shai's caliber, highlighting the complexity of orchestrating team chemistry alongside elite talent. Fans are actively creating simulations, mock lineups, and statistical projections, imagining Shai's impact in clutch moments, isolation plays, and transition scenarios, reflecting the heightened engagement and emotional investment this trade has generated. Meanwhile, Oklahoma City continues to explore creative strategies for rebuilding, from utilizing trade assets to prioritizing young talent development, signaling a careful balancing act between competitiveness and long-term growth. Media narratives focus on the strategic, emotional, and cultural dimensions of the move, with pundits emphasizing that Shai's acquisition represents not only a tactical upgrade, but also a statement of intent by Boston to dominate the league. The rumor mill thrives, insider information circulates, and fan discourse reaches fever pitch, solidifying the trade as a moment of enormous significance in NBA history. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news about the Boston Celtics. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. Finally, speculation is rife regarding the broader legacy implications of this blockbuster trade, as analysts, insiders, and fans debate whether Boston's gamble will yield immediate championship glory or create unforeseen challenges. Rumors indicate that locker room cohesion, leadership alignment, and tactical execution will be critical in determining the success of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's integration into the team. Fans dissect every nuance, from scoring tendencies to defensive rotations, crafting elaborate narratives about potential playoff matchups, series outcomes, and long-term impacts on the Celtics' dynasty aspirations. Oklahoma City's rebuilding process remains under scrutiny, with reports suggesting that the franchise may leverage new draft capital, strategic trades, and talent development initiatives to re-establish competitive footing. Yet uncertainty persists. Analysts predict that the ripple effect could extend across the league, influencing rival strategies, betting markets, and player movement decisions in both conferences. Social media has become a constant forum for speculation, rumors, and fan-generated projections, reflecting the intensity and passion that a trade of this magnitude inspires. As the NBA community continues to digest every angle, insider detail, and potential outcome, one thing is clear. The Celtics' acquisition of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is more than a transaction. It is a seismic shift, a conversation starter, and a story that will dominate the basketball world for months, capturing the imagination, debate, and anticipation of fans across the globe in ways few trades ever have. As the Celtics prepare to unveil Karl-Anthony Towns in action, the city of Boston and the broader basketball world are caught in a whirlwind of anticipation and speculation. Rumors suggest that internal meetings, strategic planning sessions, and practice experiments are all designed to integrate Towns' multifaceted skill set while maintaining team cohesion. Fans are creating endless scenarios, debating lineups, rotations, and playoff strategies, imagining how the trio of Tatum, Brown, and Towns might dominate the league. Analysts are weighing historical comparisons, assessing the potential for record-breaking performances, and speculating on ripple effects for Eastern Conference rivals. The social media landscape is saturated with fan theories, mock highlight reels, and spirited debates that magnify the excitement surrounding the arrival of Boston's newest superstar. Behind the scenes, whispers suggest that coaching staff and management are closely monitoring every interaction, every drill, and every exhibition game to optimize chemistry and performance. The rumor mill feeds the anticipation, creating a continuous feedback loop of speculation, excitement, and analysis that keeps fans and insiders alike on edge. Boston has transformed into the epicenter of NBA discourse, and every passing day brings fresh theories and predictions about what Karl-Anthony Towns' presence will mean for a team now poised to potentially rewrite the narrative of an entire season. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Boston Celtics, please subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.